Hello everyone, welcome back to your favorite channel, 1000 Manga Recap. In the last episode, we saw Minlan's thoughts. Wu Chen is not my type. Now, let's move forward. Wu Chen said, I'm not joking. That's why I said that. You definitely won't accept it. Manglan thinks, yes, I also spoke to Song Xian before. I guess this insatiable and greedy personality of his is the reason why. Wu Chen said, let me first collaborate with Missen as a freelance songwriter. I can be paid once I write a song. What type of song does Missen prefer? I can write one for you right now. Manglan stares, thinking, trying to write on the spot? I've seen through the tricks of your packaging. Her imagination runs wild. Manglan thinks, the two songs posted online were probably not written on the spot. After seeing his relationship with Song Xian's mother, I'm more than certain that those songs were composed a long time ago and then given to the daughter to play at home. He was just using it to score points with his lover. Manglan said, Mr. Wu, since we want to cooperate, we should be more sincere. There's really no need to use such a deceitful trick in front of me. Wu Chen said, Missen, if I were not sincere, I would not ask for 50% of the profits from you. I would just say whatever I want. Since we're going to be cooperating, why don't I just write one for you right now? Manglan said, alright, since Mr. Wu wants to perform live, we'll write it. But for our first collaboration. Manglan says while handing over pen and paper, don't write it for Song Xian, write it for me. We see Wu Chen writing the song. Manglan watches and thinks, how can it be easy to write a song on the spot? Wu Chen smiles and says, I finished writing 7 songs, Missen. Can you choose the one you prefer? Manglan, surprised, thinks, he wrote 7 songs. How is this possible? There are really 7 songs. R&B, old school, jazz and blues, country music, punk rock, rap, and folk songs. No 2 songs are the same genre. Wu Chen said, since you've looked through them, Missen, which song do you want to choose? Manglan shyly says, Mr. Wu, can you give it a try? I can't decide which one yet. Wu Chen said, sure. We see Manglan singing all 7 songs. Manglan said, Point Blank has a lively rhythm, is catchy, and is very popular among the public. I still need some practice on the melodies in 3 Lives of Fireworks. The Queen goes from ordinary to enchanting, and the European-themed court style is in place. The song The Castle is named solemn, but the lyrics and music are full of childlike charm. The adorable Please Don't Look Back has quite the punk, rock and roll and is very cool. Galaxy uses rap to tell science fiction stories, which is quite novel, and the last song, the folk style last chapter sings about nostalgia and dreams. And even more so about myself. Manglan thinks, this may indeed be my last. When I was young, I could pursue my music dream without any reservations. However, as my father's health deteriorated and with the family business also reaching a point where I have to help, I don't think I'll have the opportunity to release an album in the future. Wu Chen asked, have you made a decision, Missen? Manglan said, I have decided, I will take all 7 songs and make them into one album. I will choose the last chapter as the lead song. We see Manglan apologize, then, I must apologize to you. I shouldn't have doubted your ability, Mr. Wu. You are the most outstanding musician I've seen and I'm sorry for saying such disrespectful remarks about your person. Wu Chen smiles and said, it's fine, I don't mind it. Manglan happily says, come, Mr. Wu, let's toast to the success of this album. Wu Chen said, alright, cheers. Manglan said, if I may be bold to ask this, Mr. Wu, how did you, Miss Li, and Miss Wu get together? Wu Chen said, well, it's a bit complicated to talk about. Manglan smiles and says, it doesn't matter if Mr. Wu doesn't want to say it, that's not what I'm actually asking about. Wu Chen asked, what do you want to ask? Manglan shyly replies, does Mr. Wu have any other plans for tonight? Can you stay? Wu Chen said, tonight? Manglan said, I would like to discuss more about music with you, Mr. Wu. Can you accompany me to familiarize myself with those songs and correct the flaws in my singing? Wu Chen said, sure, no problem. Manglan says while playing the piano, really? That's great. We see Wu Chen watching. Wu Chen comes closer to Manglan and says, you made another mistake. Here, you should play it like this. We see Manglan get shy. We see Manglan become playful. She starts kissing Wu Chen. We see Manglan's imagination. Both are doing some exercise. We come into our story. Manglan says sensually, sorry Mr. Wu, I might be a little bit drunk. Manglan thinks, did what I did with him just now really happen, or was it just in my mind? We see Wuchen playing the piano. Menglan thinks, a song I've not heard before, it's very comforting, apprehensive, intense, and unease. All uneasiness has been washed away by this song. We see Menglan falling asleep. Wuchen said, she really fell asleep. Wuchen picked up Menglan and lay her on the bed. The next day, Menglan woke up and thinks, it seems I drank a lot yesterday, why am I in bed? We see her pick up her blanket and get surprised and think, where are my clothes? Who took them off for me? She thinks about last night, did I and Wuchen, but I can't remember anything specific. Did something happen between us? Wuchen entered the room and said, Missin, have you woken up yet? I prepared breakfast now. Menglan shyly thinks, he was in the room? He didn't leave yesterday? That means last night. Menglan shyly asked, Mr. Wu, did you last night? We see Li Ruobing suddenly appear and knock on the door. She said, Missin, is Mr. Wu there with you? Menglan thinks, Miss Li Ruobing. At such a critical moment, what is she doing here? Wuchen opened the door and smiled. Li Ruobing said, oh, they're all here. We see Li Ruobing and Menglan both staring at each other. Li Ruobing smiles and asked while teasing, my dear Mr. Wu, did you sleep well here yesterday? Wuchen replied, I guess so. Li Ruobing asked, what about the bed? Is the bed soft or not? Guys, we deserve this kind of girlfriend. Wuchen said, it's just right. Li Ruobing thinks, that means, Wuchen spent the night here. Li Ruobing asked, so Missin, did you sleep with him? Menglan gets shy and replies, that, I got drunk yesterday, so I don't know. Li Ruobing asked, huh? What does it mean you don't know? If you like my video, please share and subscribe.